want to start out by reading a passage of scripture that we all know by heart. If you grew up in church, like most of us did, you've heard this read 1,000 times, but the psalmist David is writing these words, and it's still, every time I read it, it brings comfort to my heart, and there's just something about the wording of it just kind of fits the Western lifestyle, I think, and I want to read this Psalms 23. Open with reading this verse, and we'll go from there. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I read that, and it brings comfort to me in my life, and I know that today that the family's here, and a lot of you are sorrowful. You should be, mainly because you're going to miss that stable family patriarch that was here, that was always stable for the family. And I know that she reminded me in many ways of my own mom, because while Jane was sweet, if you crossed one of her kids, she'd give them after you. And I've seen her get on people before when she thought they wronged one of her kids or grandkids. My mom was the same way. And I'm telling you, I love that character in someone, because that means they're a good mom. Probably about 14 years ago, we started spending time with the Mayer family in a lot of arenas and around pens where they were bucking bulls. My wife was doing a lot of the releases for the bull riders, where they could get on a bull and keep everybody safe and hopefully out of court. And so we would spend a lot of time with them. And Jane she would always be serving food. It didn't matter how hot or how miserable or how cold, she was always out there serving food. And that impressed me. Because a lot of these guys showing up, they may have not seen a whole lot of that. But that motherly love extended beyond her own family, out into the community. And another thing about Jane that always impressed me was at church, she'd always come up and tell me what a good job I'd done. And I appreciated that. And that's why I was honored today to take out of my time to come over here and honor her, because I truly count that an honor. I've spent a lot of times with her sons. Scott and I have spent many a day in my roping pen, roping steers, or attempting to rope steers, mainly attempting to stay on her horse. But we've had a lot of fun with this family over the years, and that means something. I've had a lot of fun in my life agitating Paul. The guys that hang out down at the Barnes Mill store know Paul and I have a love-hate relationship. No hate, kidding about that. But I love to agitate Paul. He returns the favor. And people that come in the store that probably didn't know us might think we're fixing to have a trouble. But it's just how we are. And I love that about him. And I love this family. But I want to say today that that's the one thing about Jane that I always was impressed about, was how she was a good mother figure. And that's a great trait to have. Folks, I want to tell you something today.